Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look at one of the next projects. This is a die-cast model of a 1/24 scale Chevrolet Corvette, the number 4 car. I've got it disassembled. Basically, the rear wing is off intentionally. As you can see, the doors, hood, and trunk open. It does have a simulated roll cage in there with one single seat, and it does have a functional steering wheel with a functional steering gear, so we can easily add steering to this. The tires do not roll very smooth. I've already adapted the rear tire and wheel assembly to this gearbox out of another toy grade RC car. I gotta cut the appropriate opening there in the rear chassis and then drop that into place and maybe add some rear suspension. I don't know. But I think the front side right here, let's give it a little zoom in with that large pivot or that large post right there, right front and center of the tire. We might be able to put a small spring in there and give it some suspension, but I don't know. That body is pretty heavy. I'm not sure I'll be able to find the appropriate spring in a small enough size to be able to do anything productive. So this car might not have suspension at all. Well, it all is going to depend on if I can find the appropriate spring for that. But it should be a pretty neat little rig. Definitely different, heavy, solid metal, or solid metal body, I should say. Plastic chassis. Looks like a fairly easy conversion. Or I can do this car. This happens to be a all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive slot car, 1/24 scale. Really neat looking tires and wheels on here. They do not make this car, and nor do I think this company even exists anymore. As you can see, it's a Ford Focus Rally Sport World Rally Championship 2003, made by Auto Art. At the time I bought this car, there were 4 of them, and this is one of them. I went back later on to see if there are any more available, and the other 3 are now gone. So I'm thinking, just off the top of my head, I can adapt the Kyosho all-wheel drive platform to this, maybe. Maybe it'd just be easier to stick this body on an all-wheel drive, I don't know, but it'd probably be more expensive to do that, since I already have a transmitter, receiver, ESC, and all that stuff. I think what I'd like to do is just keep the original tires and wheels, make it steer, make it go forwards and backwards, and not really focus on too much of anything else. Since this car is no longer in production, it probably, for the most part, sit still. But we'll make it functional. Alright, so here's a look. It is a hard plastic display case that it comes in, and just so you know, this is a 4-wheel drive slot car. I've never seen a 4-wheel drive slot car. Maybe you haven't either, but it is 4-wheel drive. And you can see there's the brushes and stuff. And I don't know if this one actually has headlights or not, but it is a 12 volt, so we'll have to change out the motor to something else. There you go. And I think this car, I think I paid $59 for it at the time. Oh, look, there's even a little spare tire in the back. I don't know if that's fake or if that's real, but there is a spare tire in the back. Pretty cool look. All right, so I might not make it a fast car. I might just make it something you can kind of cruise around on your floor, just to try and preserve the interior, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, sharing with you guys what I think, and get you guys inspired to be creative, to think outside the box, do something different. All right. Look at the 3 little antennas sticking up back there. I don't know. So it's either the rally car or the Corvette. I've pretty much already started on the Corvette. If I haven't mentioned it already, I've already had to custom fit these axles. I think I made some sleeves for these wheels and glued those in place, and then glued them to the axles, or the axle, I should say, a solid rear axle. But I think I've already started on this car enough where I'm gonna finish this one first. The Mini Q is technically done. one of these days I got to get on to building a vacuum former so that way I can make a lightweight body of the Vega that I just built. So a lot of things coming into motion. It just takes time, as with everything. Have a good day.